Oh, I thought you were going to say bathtub farts. Whoomp.
Don't adjust that dial. You've just tuned in to the Tether Radio Podcast, the only podcast keeping you from spiraling out into the infinite abyss. I'm your host, Daniel, and I'm joined, as always, by Miss Sally.
What up?
What is up?
So, this is another relaxed fit edition of the Tether Radio Podcast. We're not making a totally regular thing of this. Although we might, because it's pretty fun to drink and do this.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It kind of is.
But we've just had some weird logistical stuff of one of us being out of town, or both of us being out of town, or the apocalypse, impending doom. So
you guys know you're keeping up with it. But we aren't coming at you from our bunker quite yet.
Although we are preparing the bunker.
Yes, exactly. We are stocked with Vienna sausages, potted meat, and... I don't know.
Sour Patch Kids.
And Sour Patch Kids. There you go. So, hot tip. Pack up on that stuff because apparently that's going to keep you alive.
Dude, I'm going to tell you. I wrote a list of, I'm going to run by Target when I'm done with this tonight.
Yeah.
And I made myself a list. I sent it to my friend. I was like, listen, I have no regrets. This is my list. Toilet paper, rice, beans, Captain Crunch, cat food, coffee, beer. Look, I know what I'm about.
Dude. Hey, you know what? It's the thing is the first step is like moving past denial. So just accept
acceptance.
It, man.
Yeah,
acceptance.
yeah.
That's what it is. Sorry. Yeah, man. So yeah, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants this episode to a degree. We still have prepared some stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm looking at the docket for episode 94.
Yep.
And it's looking really heavy on, like, audio stuff.
Yeah.
Or at least I know my stuff is only audio stuff.
Your stuff is audio. I've just got weird shit, like usual.
So this is going to be basically, like, a smorgasbord of, like, hey, you know what? We think this shit's interesting. We think that you guys might find this stuff interesting.
Yeah.
And
not necessarily current events. Because this one... We can't predict the future.
It's true. It's true. We were recording this weeks in advance.
Yeah.
So when this comes out, I don't.
You may all be in bunkers.
Yeah, you may all be in bunkers. I hope not. And if you are in bunkers, I hope you have an internet connection so you can still download.
Yeah,
the show.
man.
So
and we're joking less about the bunkers. Like we're sort of embracing that the bunkers are coming.
Yeah, you know, not to be whatever alarmists and stuff, but it is feeling like
I think it's more serious than a bunch of us have been taking it.
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I was one of the naysayers that I've moved from naysaying, or at least not completely naysaying, but like
a little nay
in there. But I've moved from that to like, excuse me, apparently burping into the microphone.
Love it. Great.
But no, I've moved from that into just kind of like, unease / alert. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like
So.
Every time I get a notification on my phone, I'm like, what's this one gonna be?
Yeah.
Because it's usually the media. Like,
yeah.
It's usually legit.
Allie and I were talking about it, and it's just like, shit, dude, we've got all sorts of like news apps between the two of us, and just, you know, whatever apps. And man, they're just pinging left and right.
Yeah.
So we hope everybody's staying safe out there. Don't be a fool. Just don't be a fool. Wrap your tool. No.
But hey, this episode can be a relief from all of the coronavirus talk.
Yes.
Because other than this little spiel right here, we don't have anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and cruise in to the meat and potatoes of episode 94. So where do we want to start off, Allie? What are you feeling?
I've got this little quote. A friend of mine sent me this website. You know how people will buy a website and it's just a landing page with like a very simple thing? Mm-hmm. This is called Temporarily Embarrassed Millionaires. And I was like, okay. So I click on it. Yeah. And it's just a quote from John Steinbeck. And it's, what did he write? Did he write Grapes of Wrath?
Of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men. Did he also write Grapes of Wrath?
Maybe. Oh, he did.
He did. Okay,
I think
thought
you're
that was
right.
him. Okay,
yeah.
we're both right. Yay.
Yeah.
His quote,
I know a book or two.
His quote is, Socialism never took root in America because the poor see themselves not as an exploited proletariat, but as temporarily embarrassed millionaires. And good God, do I know a bunch of people who all but qualify as poor and consider themselves temporarily embarrassed millionaires.
That's funny.
I'm like, buddy, you make $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
You are not.
It's going to take a hot minute.
You're not the 1%.
Yeah, seriously. We're already coming full circle. It's called acceptance.
Yep.
Stop denying.
Like when I say I want to eat the rich, you, sir, are safe. Like, do not worry about your income and your tax bracket.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome. All right. So, I'll tell you what. Yeah. I'm probably just I'll hop into the kind of the meatier one of mine.
Yeah.
So I was introduced to this thing and first of all, I'm actually going to take a step back, even though I've gotten nowhere thus far.
Great.
So I am an absolute movie or cinephile, I guess.
Ooh, I like that word.
Yeah, and then in addition to the fact that I'm a complete and utter audiophile.
I'm totally an audiophile.
Yeah. And it's gotten it got worse, and then I had to reel it in. Like I love collecting vinyl, and I got to the point to where I was like, oh, and I'm not one of those collectors that it's like, oh, first pressing, oh my god,
you just want it
reissue. Yeah, I want a good version of it.
Yeah.
Well, then I found out that there's what's known as 180 gram versus, I don't even know what the other standard is, but 180 gram vinyl is like significantly thicker.
It sounds better.
And so, yeah, what they can do is they can actually make deeper grooves in the vinyl.
More variation?
It creates a fuller sound kind of thing. And so I got into that real hardcore. And then I was like, you know what? I'm turning into a crazy person. Uh-huh. So, and plus Megan's like, stop spending money, idiot.
Right.
So I had to walk back from that. But I'm telling that story for the sole reason that I love movies and I love sound effects. And as I've gotten older, I found out that people don't realize how much a movie relies on its soundtrack.
Oh man!
And I'm not
watch
talking
a movie
about,
like quiet with the captions on. It is not the same movie
at all.
No,
at all. And I'm not talking about like the soundtrack is in like music playing in the background. I'm saying that in addition to like sound effects and all that stuff.
Plus, more of like a score, I feel like, does a lot more for a movie than a soundtrack. I love a good soundtrack. I will still fight you that the Gone in 60 Seconds soundtrack is one of the best albums out there.
Dude, I'm not that familiar with it.
It's real good.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
I bet it is.
It's great.
Normally action movies have like some pretty good soundtracks.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lump everything into that category.
Sure.
So that is kind of my background on that, in addition to the fact that my sister-in-law is working in the film industry, and so she's like big into like all aspects of of movies and stuff. And she introduced me to a little thing called the Wilhelm scream. Yeah. And I was like, oh my god. She was like, oh, you've heard it. And I was like, no, I'm not familiar with it. And so she played it for me, and I was like, holy shit, I've heard this like a zillion fucking times. Yeah. I didn't realize there was a name that went with it. Yeah. Kind of thing. Yeah. And so I queued up the first occurrence of the Wilhelm scream, and then I'm going to get into the backstory on it and stuff. So the first occurrence was from a movie by the name of Distant Drums, and this came out in 1951. And yeah, exactly. So I mean, this shit's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Apparently, Gary Cooper was the director, if you want to check it out. And to set the scene, there's some people, or soldiers, that are wading through a swamp. And one of them, they show like this alligator, and it's under the water, and it's coming to get one of the guys. And then he gets bit, and he gets dragged underwater. And when he starts to get dragged underwater, you hear the Wilhelm scream.
Look, I might make a Wilhelm scream if that was my situation.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna play that one time, and yeah. So, and I apologize for the lack of good audio quality. I know here I gave this big spiel about being an audiophile. I'm still working on figuring out how to pipe tunes from my computer through the other computer that we're recording on. So yeah, here is the Wilhelm scream from Distant Drums. And it is the best.
Also, we'll link to it too. There's an audio clip on the Wikipedia page, right? In fact, I'm pretty sure. I think there was.
Okay, cool.
And then, yeah, we'll link to if it's not there, we'll throw another link too. But we'll link it.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. So you heard the Wilhelm scream, and I'm sure that there are listeners out there that are like, I've completely and utterly heard that.
Oh yeah,
dude, you don't realize how many fucking times you've heard this thing. So it debuted in 1951, and then in the early 1970s, a group of sound designers and basically students in USC's film school, including sound designer Ben Burt, which I didn't really get a whole lot into his background kind of thing, but they realized that this thing was coming up or popping up in all these different films that they were watching. So they nicknamed it the Wilhelm scream after a character in the first movie that they all recognized it from, and it was a 1963 Western called The Charge at Feather River. Huh. So anyway, as these guys basically embrace this stock sound stuff, they graduated and all that stuff, and Ben Burt was tapped by fellow USC alum. I'm sure a few people are familiar with this guy by the name of George Lucas.
Never heard of him. What's
yeah,
he done?
I think he did like I think it was called like
Star Trek.
Star Battle.
Star Battle sounds
good. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's
okay,
it.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you do not know George Lucas, get out from under that damn rock. Come on, man.
Literally, I am the only person on earth who might not know George Lucas, and I know George Lucas.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Do not insult our Tether fam like this.
Exactly. So basically, as a nod to his friends, Ben Burt put the original sound effect from the Warner Brothers library into the movie Star Wars. And you can actually see this during the scene. I believe Luke Skywalker is like fending off stormtroopers, and I can't remember exactly when, but one of them gets shot and falls off this platform into like this abyss or whatever, and you totally hear the Wilhelm scream. It went on to be used in like literally every other Star Wars franchise. The Indiana Jones movies. Let's see, what else was talking about like Toy Story, Cars Up, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, Monsters University. Just like the list goes on and on.
Is it used usually in like a funny way?
So that's the funny thing is because when you isolate it, it sounds goofy as fuck.
Yeah, but usually, like, you could totally, depending on the context, like, that could be creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, totally. Real creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine it wasn't really a fun thing when that stormtrooper fell, you know?
No, exactly.
But, like, probably in Toy Story, it was a funny thing.
Yeah, probably.
Generally.
I
mean, it's no Up.
Yeah, it's no Up. But yeah, so I just thought that it was really fascinating that not only you've got this stock sound that is universally recognized by people that are like into film and stuff, and it's just, dude, it's not going away. I mean, like they still use it, but it's normally played down a little bit. You've got, other sound effects that maybe drown it out a little bit.
It's almost like a nod to the industry at this point, probably.
It really is.
What is that, 70 years? That's cool.
It is insane.
There's an episode of Last Podcast on the Left, I think it's kind of older, about, like, unexplained sounds. Have you ever listened to that one?
No, I haven't.
It's creepy.
Really?
Like, it's, like, the good kind of creepy.
Yeah.
That you, like, want to get from reading creepypasta.
Yeah.
Like, it's that kind of creepy.
Oh, man.
There's, like, there's an underwater sound somewhere deep in the ocean. And it's, like, they can't explain it. And it sounds almost like a whale song kind of thing,
I can
but, like,
explain
real
it.
creepy. Yeah.
Have you never heard of Cthulhu?
Oh, I thought you were going to say bathtub farts. Whoomp.
Bathtub,
sorry.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is
we gotta shut it down. That was peak performance.
And that's a wrap.
And scene. No, but that episode's really amazing. Cool, and it's just like, it's pretty serious. Like, it's not even like them joking around. It kind of creeps you out. And they talk about number stations.
And wait, what? And what was this was a podcast?
It's Last Podcast on the Left.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I heard. I bet I.
It's like mysterious sounds or unexplained sounds. It's pretty early.
Oh,
like, I want to think it's like around 70 or 80.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's pretty early.
I bet I listened to
Dude,
it.
It's cool.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds super cool.
I didn't think it would be good, and it was great. Mm-hmm. But there's they talk about number stations. Do you know anything about those? Oh, you just gotta listen to the episode. Number stations are insane, and they'll make you think you're losing your mind.
Holy shit!
They're like they
do like strings of numbers for like that. It's like 24-hour broadcast kind of shit.
And no one knows why.
I'm familiar with it, but
they
haven't a lot of people talked about like it being whatever, like
it's like
Area
spy
51,
shit. It might be Area 51.
I could be wrong.
You never can tell.
Yeah, you never can.
But I think it's supposed to be like Russian spies or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's wild. That's a really good episode.
No
we'll link to that too. Like, that's how good it is. We'll link to it
for sure.
Yeah.
And by the way, just to let you guys know, no, we didn't like just randomly stumble upon all this like sound stuff and like be like, let's make a sound episode.
Nah, we just got that and the booge.
Yeah.
We do have to talk about the booge.
Which I did accidentally, which I'm giving all credit to Allie for this one. She introduced me to the booge.
I don't remember who recommended it to me. Like, another podcast recommended it. Maybe Reply All?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird.
Yeah.
But it stemmed from a podcast called 20,000 Hertz.
Yeah.
They did the really, really good like write-up on it.
Yeah.
And holy shit, that podcast, if you enjoy history and sounds and stuff like that, 100% check
They've got
it out.
episodes on sound effects and music and like the science of sounds and like why certain music makes us happy. Like, it's cool.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It is super wild stuff.
I don't know why it gets slept on.
Yeah.
Like, they've got a subreddit, by the way, and I'm going to check that out.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's just r/20k.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, man, what a good name you guys got.
I know, right?
But, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're definitely worth checking out. And their episodes are really short. They're like 25-ish minutes from what I saw.
Yeah. You can get it one in on that commute to work.
Yeah.
So to kind of put a bow on the old Wilhelm scream, it was such a big thing that basically all these different people and companies decided to embrace it 100%. There was also a band by the name of A Wilhelm Scream.
When you texted me there to say it, and
have you heard of them?
Can I talk? That was at me, not at you.
Yeah.
When you texted me and said, "Have you heard of the Wilhelm Scream?" I was like, "Yeah, the band."
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because I never listened to their stuff, but they were like in the circles of the shit that I listened to. Like when I paid attention to music more.
Well, here, I'll give you a little
they're metal, right?
Aren't they? It is. It is very metal-y. Here is literally the most downloaded song on Spotify by A Wilhelm Scream by the name of Boat Builders. It's like pop punk kind of thing.
That sounds like absolutely my kind of thing.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to download that.
But yeah, so
Man, I was thinking they were like not like metal, like
oh, like you're talking about like Slipknot kind of stuff.
yeah,
or
like something garbagey.
Yeah. Oh my god! Even though I'm not gonna lie, any band that's willing to have two drummers, I mean, I am a drummer, so my hat goes off. Too.
Yeah,
Dueling drummers. Fuck yeah.
dude. One of the last years, I think, that they did the Family Values tour.
Yeah.
My friend and I worked together at an Old Navy, and somebody we worked with had tickets and couldn't go. And she was like, "Do you want these tickets?" And we were like, "Yeah." So we both we're like, we can't work Saturday, but we gotta go. And we went to the show for free, and it was pretty awful. But Korn was there, and they had I am not exaggerating, 4 drummers and 7 guitarists, and it was a cacophony, but it was delicious.
Dude,
it was so good.
As soon as you as soon as you mentioned the the Family Values tour,
Yeah.
I immediately thought of one thing, and it's that song that it was Limp Bizkit and Korn, All in the Family.
Oh god.
And it's like that dueling thing, and it's like, you think that you're a singer? You're more like Jerry Springer. Your favorite man is Winger. You eat a lot of zingers.
And I'm just never ever do that again?
I was just like,
that'd be great.
Oh my god, Fred Durst. Oh, by the way, super hardcore side note.
I wonder what Durst is doing now.
Jesus,
Meth.
I'll tell you what he's not. Yeah, I'll tell you what he's not doing is playing guitar solos. Have you ever seen that video of him playing a guitar?
I've
solo?
heard about it. I don't want it.
God, please look up Fred Durst guitar solo.
We're gonna have to link to so much weird shit this time.
This is, like I said, this is a grab bag episode, but holy fuck, it is so worth your time. It's incredible.
Oh god.
But yeah, so there was the band Wilhelm Scream. Then I'm sure that you're familiar with the brewing company or beer company Magic Hat.
Yeah.
Right? I think that one of their staples was Number 9.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They actually had a Wilhelm Scream pumpkin beer. It is no longer in production, but because it's only sitting at about a 3.39 on the old Untapped whatever 5 point scale. You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about.
When I went to search Wilhelm Scream to add them on my Spotify just now, James Blake has a song called Wilhelm Scream, and I'm like, you can't have that.
What? Get that out of here.
You
can take that shit elsewhere.
What? Yeah. Just sit down. And he comes up before the band.
What?
Get out of here.
No. Yeah, so...
Man, you're kind of leading on that. Do you want to explain the booge?
Sure. I'm ready to do that.
Okay. I'll chime in. We've both listened to this one.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll tell you what, I will actually... I will play and give complete and utter credit to the guys that made this stuff. But the booge, these guys called, I believe, the Arl Knots.
Yes, I was trying to remember their name. Yeah, that is it.
They have a YouTube channel, so definitely check them out if you're into that stuff. But they had they basically looked at the formula for trailers over the years.
Yeah.
And everybody knows the infamous "In a World," or "In a Time Before blah blah blah."
They had a really fun parody of him.
Oh, it's great.
Doing the parody of himself.
And they're like, "No, not in a world.
Yeah.
No, not in a time. Not in a world before time." It's fucking great.
It's really, that's a fun episode. That's also that 20,000 Hertz.
Yes.
And it's really cool. And it's all about movie trailers and just how manufactured they all are.
Yeah. And
especially action movies.
And how formulaic it is. It's
yeah.
we do... Well, honestly, it kind of harkens back to a song that it's verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they were like, okay, there was the advent of this noise that trailers started embracing, and I believe the main movie that they were talking about that was kind of the one of the first ones or front runners for using it was Inception. I think
it was around before Inception.
Was it before that?
They surely used it for Inception, but I feel
It
like
might have been.
stuff like The Matrix and stuff probably had it.
It might. Yeah, it might have. Honestly,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know
We'll
when it started.
We'll leave that up to 20,000 hertz.
Yes.
To,
Absolutely worth your time to listen to that whole episode.
Oh, dude, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's just like that. Everybody knows that sound, that it's like, oh, you know, the trailer's going on, blah blah blah, and then it's like everything cuts and you just hear this kind of thing. And I mean that's the best I could do verbally, but it is just so incredible because after they tell you about it, watch some trailers.
Yeah,
literally any trailer that's come out that is like action or honestly,
look
some
up
of the
like
suspense.
any Mission Impossible that's come out in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And then also watch a couple related trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all gonna have this.
It is absolutely insane. Honestly,
almost like,
I know. I guarantee you, Fast and the Furious.
Oh sure, yeah.
You know that, and
all of
normally
them.
when they
all
do
like
it,
28
like
Fast and Furious.
yeah, all the. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of love the.
No,
Fast and
sure, but
I love it for what it is. I don't think that it's a fucking. You know, I don't
no
think
masterpiece.
I don't think it should be. I don't think that they should have like Vin Diesel up for a fucking Oscar. So.
But like, would it be fun to put in a time capsule? Yes,
100%, 100%. I remember, real quick anecdote. I already warned Allie. I was like, dude, we're gonna be talking about movies and stuff, and I'm just gonna go on way too many fucking tangents.
man. If you Tether fam are a drinker, or if you partake in any other sorts of substances, this would be a fun episode for you to partake in a little bit and then listen to us.
Exactly. Don't worry, we'll have you cheesing after a little while. So. But I remember, speaking of the Fast and the Furious, when the first one came out.
Oh, yeah.
And I was living out in Granger County. And if you're not familiar, it's a more rural county. That specifically, Blaine was the city. And
a lot of cows, a lot of tomatoes.
A lot of cows, a lot of tomatoes. And I actually lived on a cattle farm.
Well.
So there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And so, and I think Joseph had just gotten his license. Joseph, my brother, and so I'm like, so you want to take me to go see Fast and the Furious at Easttown Mall?
Oh God,
Easttown Mall.
I saw the second one at Westtown Mall.
Oh really? Yeah. And so we go over there, and oh my God, it was like you had gone to a fucking race war.
Yes,
thing.
that's what the second one was
funny.
like. I parked
except a shitty race.
Yeah, I parked in the parking garage, and every asshole with like a 10-year-old Civic with a broken muffler was like, "Vroom," and I was like, "You drive a Matchbox car,
dude. You are maxing out those horses at about $1.03.
And like, you just threw your car in neutral in Florida is all you did. Like,
plus it's fucking like front wheel drive, man. If you're gonna do some
fun
shit, come on. Anyway. So we went over there, and it was just like no shit. The everybody's like flooring it in the parking lot and shit. And Joseph and I are in our fucking like Volvo station wagon kind of thing. So we obviously weren't partaking in that shit. But anyway, little anecdote there. But anyway, so the booge is that sound that it's like. All the sound goes away, you get the wah kind of thing, and normally there's like slow motion or whatever.
And then all the action just shits the bed.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like when you're trying to get that last drink of water and a cup of, the ice is all back, and then all of a sudden you don't get water, you just get a fucking avalanche of ice in your face. So
the booge, I know, on this fake trailer comes in right when the one voice says... He says something, and then he says, "Take my hand," and then there's like this boosh, and then it says, "Now run." And like so that's the sound you're looking for. But the whole thing's fun.
Let me see if I was not super prepared for this. Let's see, trailer. Oops. All right, cool. So here it is in its entirety. It's only 2.5 minutes, so no biggie.
It's fun though,
and it is worth every second of it. So just to let you guys know and give credit where credit is due, Arl Knots on YouTube, this is where I'm playing this from, and the title of the video is "How to Make a Blockbuster Movie Trailer."
Yeah.
So check it out. Booge.
Have you ever wondered about this particular thing? Because it turns out that that thing is real. That thing I referred to earlier? Well, it's happening, and it will destroy us all. Someone has to stop this thing. And that someone is you. You didn't think it would be that easy, did you?
Okay, but this song is a bop, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm the one. I'm not the person who can stop this thing. You are that person. Now take my hand!
There's so many bouges.
There's so many bouges, dude.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I am the reaction.
Okay,
So
so they talk
incredible.
shit in the episode. Not
Yeah.
talk shit. They talk about it being a thing.
In the 20,000
Yeah.
hertz episode.
Where they, they're like, they always do these, like, strange covers of stuff. And I was like, okay, but that's my aesthetic. I love strange cover songs. Like, absolutely live for them.
But it got like really and so to speak on that, and they covered this in the episode, but they were talking about how the advent of that was kind of the Social Network when they had the
they did the
quiet,
cover of
Creep.
Yes.
It was
yeah.
Radiohead
yeah.
Creep.
Yeah.
And which, I mean, honestly, it was a fucking
was a great
incredible
cover.
cover. But
Yeah.
but anyway, so we're not going to stick on that. If you guys want to hear more about that, I would completely tell you to check out Aural Knots.
Yeah, they're real
And
cool.
not only Aural Knots, but the 20,000 hertz guys. Holy shit, they just do a fantastic coverage of it.
Yeah.
But so there was. I'll tell you what. Let's break from some sound stuff.
Yeah.
And let's get into a little bit of alley content.
Where do we want to go?
Gosh, spin the wheel.
Let's talk about ghost ships.
Oh, I like it. Did you ever see
Okay.
that movie?
I did not. No, I didn't. You know I didn't.
I'm always gonna ask that.
I was writing up content, and I was like, man, that'd be like a cool concept for a book or a movie. And I was like, that has 1,000 times been done. Do not act like ghost ships are a new idea.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding?
Ghost ship, the one that I'm at least familiar with was, I don't remember it being very good.
I think it had some famous people in it, but
Probably.
it sucked.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Also, there's a like light art exhibit called
Really?
like, I think the website was like ghostsshipart.com.
Yeah.
It's the size of a ship, and it's like 3D the way the lights shine, so it looks like a fucking ghost ship. It's so cool.
Where is that?
It travels. Of course it
okay.
does.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh god, is this a real ghost ship?
It haunts your dreams.
God, where is this? Oh yeah, it's right on the corner of freaky and real.
It's right where you don't want it to be.
No. No!
Oh god. Okay, so ghost ships. I got this from there's this website called Quartz, which is like a
I feel like I've heard of that.
yeah, it's like one of those news website things.
Okay.
They try to get you to like spam all your friends, and if they subscribe, you get like a t-shirt at some if you got like 15 friends to subscribe or something.
I'm not sure if I have 15
I don't have friends. Not
Hell,
friends that
dude.
read emails.
Well, honestly, yeah, I was going to say, I'm speaking to the only
Yeah.
friends I have. Help me.
But
No.
they've got some cool content sometimes, and they also have this like separate newsletter they do. I think it's once a week called like the Quartz Obsession.
Yeah.
And this one a few weeks ago was ghost ships, and it was cool.
Really?
Also, if you go to that, there's a whole like there's a button up at the top that's like give me a random obsession. And you can't stop. You can't ever stop. You just read them forever.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Yeah,
I
don't
hate
do
anything
it.
that,
That's-
like generate stuff real time because I'm just like, well, what if I click it again?
I know.
Well, I'm just gonna click it one more time.
I know it's bad, and they're all pretty cool. And there's usually a lot of pictures and stuff, and then there's a ton of links to like sources and more stories and more content.
Oh my
and
god!
that's how you have 58 tabs open. So this is really cool.
Yeah.
So you guys know what ghost ships are, sort of. They are actual and imagined crewless vessels that roam the ocean. And this says they carry a boatload of symbolism. Just to give you the idea of the tone of how Quartz writes. It's fun.
Nice. Well, so honestly, and not to have you pause this early,
Yeah.
but I was thinking that ghost ships were like manned by ghosts.
So
Or
that's
is
part
that
of that's
kind
kind
of-
of the lore.
Oh, okay,
like that's
okay.
some of it.
Yeah.
So the real ones are modern miracles and also just kind of rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
So huge unmanned ships like the MV Alta, which was 253 feet. It was missing for more than a year, and then it ran aground in Ireland this February. Like, why is this not making the fucking news?
Dude, that's super
Missing for
weird.
a year. They just float around. Yeah.
That's really creepy.
Just wait,
Like,
there's more.
honestly, just thinking about that
Yeah.
is really creepy.
It's so spooky.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about ghosts being on there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean.
Fuck yes, I have. Oh my god, that's actually a good one.
It's
too.
such a good movie. The first one, at least. I've not really, like, I've halfway seen the others, but not, like, I've seen the first one a million times.
Yeah.
So,
P.S.
I guess the second and third. Okay, those three are fine.
Yeah, I think there's like 5 now.
I can't account for the others.
Yeah. Also, let us know if you guys would like us. This just made me think of a topic. Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, dude.
If you guys want to hear some Bermuda Triangle shit, just let us know. Facebook group or tetherradio@gmail.com. We are all about some like freaky deaky shit.
Have you ever seen the tweet that's like, growing up, I really thought quicksand would be a bigger problem in my life? I also always thought that about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Why? What business do I have around there?
Yes, but it's like, oh man, like honestly, as soon as you see the Princess Bride, quicksand becomes an issue.
Sure, yeah. Or have you played Mario? I mean...
Oh, that's a good point. I actually just hardcore tangent. I got my wife to take a picture of me. I just beat Super Mario Brothers 1, the first one on Nintendo or whatever the other day.
Man, that was tough.
It's the last fucking Bowser that you have to beat. It is insane. He's like tossing hammers. He's spitting fire. There's like platforms above you that you can only jump, in certain areas. I'm telling you, if anybody knows my struggle, hit me up.
Yeah, so there's the ghost ships of folklore, like the Flying Dutchman, which has been mentioned a million places, like on Pirates of the Caribbean and SpongeBob, but also like several other places too. Ship makers are fast developing electric, autonomous, sea-bound drones to carry goods around the globe with fewer emissions than like our current cargo ships.
That's pretty cool.
So basically, ghost ships on purpose.
Well, so I wonder how they'd have to lock cargo down, like, so pirates aren't gonna like. And I'm not saying "Arr, pirates." I'm saying,
I mean, sure, like there would
pirates.
legit be,
some kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I'm like, put a moat around it. It is a boat.
Put a moat around.
I will see myself out.
It's actually an island.
It's already in a moat. So.
It's a floating island with a moat that's on.
Can you imagine? Oh my god. Okay, so apparitions and all this, they've haunted seafarers for centuries. And
oh my god, real quick, David. Sorry. Did you know that mermaids, like manatees, were what they thought that mermaids were originally? I'm like, have you seen a fucking manatee?
Look, I love a manatee. But I wouldn't call them, like, beautiful in the same way as, like, a voluptuous woman is intended to be beautiful. Okay,
my next question is, how much scurvy and rum do you have in your system right now? Anyway, sorry.
I live on citrus. I will never have scurvy. So they always do these things by the digits on this, like, obsession thing, so they break it down. So this says there were 1,628 derelict ships recorded in just the North Atlantic from 1887 to 1893.
Jeez, dude.
That can't be right. It's clickable.
That's like, what is that, like 6 years?
Yeah, that can't. Is that right?
87 to 93, that's 6 years, man.
That is right. Yeah. It's like an academic paper.
So
holy shit.
So wait, this is another question that I have. What happened to the crew?
Well.
Oh my god. So believe it or not, Allie and I do not prepare for
this
shit.
I love when you ask questions because I'm always like, hang on.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
No, that's a really cool good god. It's a PDF and it's 21 pages long of tiny print and, like, charts of the breakdown. Like, it's got each of those. Technically, it's 7 years if you count the first and the last.
Gotcha.
And how many were spotted each month. That's cool as hell. Wow. Okay.
And these are being spotted by...
folks.
Seafarers. Fellow seafarers.
Drunks. Mostly drunks that were haunted.
Scurvy-ridden rum drunkards.
It's very documented. I just really don't want to read through it all.
No, we're totally down for giving you guys the sources.
Yeah, you can have all these links, but
if you want to look into it. But yeah,
yeah, it's really cool. So 18 months that MV Alta drifted around the Atlantic before it ran ashore near Ballycott in Ireland in February of 2020. During its roaming days, 18 months, it was only spotted once. Sneaky ghost.
Dude, my god.
I did spirit fingers if you guys couldn't see that.
Ooh, sneaky ghost.
38 was the minimum number of years that the SS Bechimo sailed in the Arctic without a crew. It was spotted frequently for years and last seen in 1969. It was a 230-foot long cargo steamer, and it's never been found.
I mean...
These are real ships that went missing.
So wait, and you said okay, sorry. We're talking late 1800s.
No, that was 1969 was the last it was spotted.
When were
38 years before, so it got lost in 1931.
So don't they have things that are similar to black boxes that are emergency transmitters?
They surely did not in the 30s.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Now they may.
Yeah. I wonder when that was developed. Ooh,
wow.
I don't know.
There's another thing for us to look at.
Yeah, and if you know, man, let us know. Yeah. Holy hell.
104 wooden North Korea ghost ships washed up on the west coast of Japan in 2017. Some of those with corpses on board, and a few with survivors. Each year, between 1,500 and 2,000 seafarers go missing.
People. Not boats.
People.
Okay.
People.
Just making sure.
And then there's a whole breakdown of why ghost ships exist. They're where did the people go?
Yeah.
Basically, records will offer a lot of answers. If a crew abandons a ship or they are rescued and they leave the ship, it's the ship owner's responsibility to tow the boat ashore. So if there's not any records, the theories can run from the plausible, like murder or insurance hoaxes or mutinies. I love a mutiny.
I love a good mutiny.
Mutiny's gone sideways, specifically.
Yeah.
To the fantastical. Sea monsters, paranormal activity.
Ooh, yeah. Gotta watch out for that Kraken.
Ah.
Oh, real quick tangent. Sorry, speaking of wayward boats and just... I don't know.
If you were making a drinking game out of this episode, you could take a drink every time Daniel says, real quick tangent.
Real quick tangent. This is actually an interesting anecdote, though. So my brother went to school out in Hawaii for a little bit, and he met a guy by the name of John Hunter. And John,
that's a fake name if I've ever heard it.
No, I swear to God, this dude is real, and he's a really good guy, to be honest. He's a very interesting person, but he's a really good guy.
Yeah.
And this guy was majoring in, I believe, Chinese and some kind of like really unrelated other thing.
Sure.
You know? And so he decided once he graduated that he wanted to join this crew, that they were going to take this vessel that was built using basically blueprints from like ancient Chinese sailors kind of thing. And so I don't know if he actually helped build, I don't think he helped build the boat.
Yeah.
But he was helping sail it.
Yeah. And
so they were going to take it from point A to point B. Can't remember exactly where they were sailing it, but it was like hundreds of miles. He was going to be at, maybe even thousands of miles.
Yeah.
He was going to be at sea for like a couple months kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're just like chilling on their boat and stuff. All of a sudden, a fucking like oil barge or something just fucking T-bones their fucking ship. They didn't see it on the radar. Nobody was warned. All this shit. Motherfucker survived.
Well,
dude, it is absolutely... He sent us a fucking video that it was like the people getting pulled off the emergency crews showing up and pulling these people out of like shipwreckages and shit. It was some of the wildest shit I've ever fucking seen, and had he not sent me this like video of like news coverage of it,
you'd be like, okay, buddy.
I'd be like, yeah, dude, I think you smoked a little too, you know what I'm saying? But it was fucking wild. Anyway,
dude.
Sorry.
That's cool as hell.
If you made it through that tangent, drink.
So yeah, it pretty much says like ships can just keep on being lost, and it doesn't really. It requires little effort. Is how they worded it. I'm like, well, yeah.
As long as it stays buoyant, right?
Yeah, it just keeps on floating.
Because honestly, what I was thinking about was the fact that it's like it seems like it would like hit something.
But like, what are the odds?
Fuck is it gonna
There's
hit?
so much open ocean.
Yeah, I
mean,
like
the odds of you
open
hitting
seas.
some island, probably not.
Yeah,
yeah. So, in the late this is real cool. The late 19th century, so like the 1800s, tracking derelict ships reported by marine merchants was how ocean scientists first captured the precise traits of the major ocean currents, including the Gulf Stream. Oh, and that links to a PDF. This is so resourceful.
Is a fucking deep rabbit hole
so
right
cool,
there.
Man.
Yeah.
And then it basically says like, if a ship gets lost, like if its beacon goes out, is how they put it.
Yeah.
Satellite images are not really useful for it because like the resolution over the ocean is just not high enough to spot a ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, which works out nicely for pirates. It says.
Oh no shit.
But yeah, that was real cool. And then they broke down some stuff that had happened year by year. I won't get into all those, but in 2007. 3 men set off from Australia with booze and a .44 rifle for a leisurely trip on the Kaz-2 catamaran. Mm-hmm. Their empty boat is found with its engine idling and an unfinished cup of coffee on the table 3 days later. Apparently that's all I fucking know. The ocean is spooky.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, and I'm not even going to ask if you've seen this.
I've not.
But, yeah, exactly. I think there are some assumptions that we can totally make about Allie at this point. as you could make about me in regards to books, I probably haven't read it. She probably has. I've probably seen it. She hasn't.
I've probably not seen the movie.
Yeah.
But if it's based on a true anything, I probably know about that.
So, have you seen the never mind, I'm sorry. I even started the fucking question again. Open Waters.
No, I would not see that just based on the name. No.
Dude, that is... Well, first of all, I don't really recommend it because I thought that it was just like... It's just like fucking almost... Not torture porn kind of thing, because obviously you'd need some like gore and stuff. But like, there's just no reason to really watch it.
It's just like uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, so basically the premise was this couple joins this scuba diving crew, and they go out to like the open waters to do this scuba diving expedition kind of thing.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is everybody comes back except for this couple, and when the guy's doing like his head count kind of thing, he gets interrupted, and then he starts on the wrong number, and they get fucking left in open waters. And this is actually based on a true story.
See, hate that.
Yeah.
Hate that.
And so...
I did read a book really similar to this.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it wasn't based on anything true.
They surface...
Yeah.
And are just like looking around.
Oh my god!
There's just water. There's just water everywhere, and it's like
not a drop
dark.
to drink.
Yeah, not a fucking drop to drink, dude.
I hate that,
dude. I was just like, I was talking to Megan about that, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if my drive to live is strong enough to where... Because, I mean, the thing is you get left out there. It's literally a matter of time before you get eaten.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Or
that and, like, you're going to starve.
You're going to starve.
You can't make it that long.
Hell, dude, you can't drink the fucking...
No.
You're gonna die of dehydration before you starve.
Yeah.
You know? Plus, you're having to, like, somewhat keep yourself afloat.
Yeah.
Because
I'm like, no, you can just relax and you'll float. Okay, good luck.
Yeah. It was just...
God.
It's just one of these things that you're, like, wringing your hands. I would liken it to, like, the Hurt Locker. I feel like I almost developed an ulcer during that movie.
Oh, jeez.
Because I was just,
it was just so stressful.
It's stressful the entire fucking time.
See, no.
So, I ain't about that.
Okay, but I read a book that was stressful the entire fucking time, and it was one of the best books I've read in a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's one of these things that sometimes we gravitate to shit that it's like, I want to read something worse than my current life.
Yeah, that's me. Like, Jesse makes fun of me
because at least I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, like all the movies that I like are just awful. Yeah. Like, in like a emotional way, they're awful. Yeah. You know, like I love that movie Closer. That movie's dark as hell.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that was Natalie Portman, right?
Yeah, it was like for like really Jude Law, real famous people. Mm-hmm. That pretty much wraps this up. There's some stuff about the Flying Dutchman, and how it's not really based on anything real.
Yeah,
they're pretty sure.
Yeah, right. We don't think it's real. Big asterisk.
Also, they talk about a couple things that could make you see shapes that look like ships over water, and one is St. Elmo's Fire, which I've heard that phrase, and there's a movie. But do you know what St. Elmo's Fire as a thing is?
I do not.
I didn't know it was a thing. I just thought it was a movie.
Did you look it up?
It's on here.
Oh my god. Allie, come in.
It is a weather phenomenon that is not a fire at all, but sparkling plasma.
Oh, plasma.
It sounds real cool. It says during electrical storms it can form around charged objects like the mast of a ship and create a continuous blue glow that might last several minutes.
Oh, that's...
I want to see it.
That's gnarly as shit.
I need to see it. And then there's something else called Fata Morgana, a well-studied type of mirage. I love mirages. That appears on the ocean's horizon, making objects like distant ships or buildings on a shoreline appear closer than they are, floating ghost-like, and sometimes inverted. And inverted is also a clickable link, because there are like 400 clickable links in one story here.
Oh, man.
So, okay. My turn for a tangent.
Yes.
Have you a drink?
All right. Drinking.
When I was a kid, I used to do this, like, I got made fun of for reading the dictionary and the encyclopedia for fun, and that's not fair. That's not what I did. I looked stuff up when I didn't know what they meant, and that's why my vocabulary is better than yours. But But, I was thinking about that this morning, and, like, I don't use the words I know, because I don't want to sound like a dick.
Yeah. Well, plus,
But,
exactly.
like, no
Plus, you
one
don't want to
says-
explain,
Yeah, and then people are like, I'm sorry, what was that word?
Como?
Yeah, so it's just weird. But, so
I don't know
I
why
would...
I just switched to Spanish, so...
Well, I would look up something in our set of encyclopedias, and I would not know what something in that meant, so I would look that up. And then I would not quite know what something in that meant, so I would look that up. And now I do that with websites.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm looking at stories like this, I'm like, what's St. Elmo's fire?
It's like,
what's the Flying Dutchman?
It's like when you take two mirrors and shine them at each other, and it's like it shows
can
you
see
this
forever.
wormhole. You see this wormhole, but you can just see to like the horizon of it, and it's like, well, what if I go a little further? If you have never held a mirror up to another mirror, it's kind of creepy.
Have you ever done a mirror maze?
Oh yeah.
Those are cool
That
as
shit
hell.
is weird.
Dude, I kept apologizing to myself. I kept being like, oh, excuse me. That's me.
Oh, I like what you did with your hair. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, that's a real cool thing. And,
Dude, ghost ships. Fuck yeah.
Ghost ships, man. Spooky, huh? Mm-hmm. Let's see. What do we have?
So I've got a real quick one.
Yeah.
If you'd like to gather your thoughts
Yeah.
for the next little
Perfect.
spiel. So I actually did as much research as I potentially could for this show for this sound effect because it has driven me fucking insane.
Oh, boy.
Wait,
Did you listen to that episode of Reply All yet?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't.
Also a PSA to the couple of you guys listening that I haven't told this to in person yet. I'm obsessed with this new episode of Reply All. It's a little bit older now, but oh my god,
I need to write it down.
It's their most recent episode. It's got the word hit in the title. Please hold just 1 second. Here I am looking it up very quickly.
Here's some hold music.
The Case of the Missing Hit is the name of the episode. Mm-hmm. It is so cool. They Reply All basically does like weird tech support for people is kind of their shtick.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. Mm-hmm. And this guy gets a song stuck in his head and he's like singing it in the car and his wife's like, "What is that?" And he's like, "It's just a song from like the 90s. It's on the radio all the time." She's like, "I've never heard that." So he goes to like Google lyrics. It's not anywhere. He can't find it anywhere. And he remembers like the whole song. And he's like, "How is this not anywhere?"
Yeah.
And they go to the very ends of the earth to try to figure it out. And it is so cool. And I don't want to spoil anything,
all right.
but it's so cool.
God, that just made me think of
Tangent?
Drink. No, there was this song, and I hit up my buddy Aaron about this because I was like, normally Aaron and I. Basically we go back and forth like recommending shit to each other and stuff, and like Megan will have Junior League and I'm like, Aaron, dude's night, and so we'll hang out with Finn until he goes to sleep and then we'll drink and carry
DJ on
on
Spotify.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I was like, were you the one that showed me this song? And he was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm watching the video right now, and what in the fuck?
What was it?
The name of the song is One Night in Bangkok, and I have no
Jesse showed you that.
That's what it was!
That's what it was!
Yes, Allie's husband Jesse showed me that shit. And
it's from like the 80s?
Yeah,
and it's a
is
mess.
So fucking bizarre, and like, it is just...
It's pretty racist and like transphobic.
And it's... Yes, it is. It does not stand the test of time.
No.
By any stretch.
But it is bizarre.
But the thing is Jack FM, which I have to like, real quick, I have to rotate radio stations that I have on because Finn likes music, but I don't want to listen to the same like 10 songs from like 102.1, and I don't want to listen to basically whatever, not hard rock, but classic rock, all the fucking time, so that scratches off 103.5.
You got to get rid of the radio and just listen to Spotify, man.
I know, but then
There's
I get
so many playlists.
But then I get to the point to where it's like I want to be listening to multiple things at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And I end up with like fucking or paralysis by analysis, and I'm like, well, I kind of want to hear this, and I'm listening to this podcast. And
Yeah.
So anyway, I settled on Jack FM. I threw that in the mix, and dude, I swear to God, the past week, I bet I've heard One Night in Bangkok 3 or 4 times.
No,
and I'm like, which I know that it's a week. They have a finite number of songs. But I'm like, One Night in fucking Bangkok? Like, why can't I hear, like, fucking Communication Breakdown, like, 6 or 8 times or whatever? Like, come on, man.
God.
But, I forgot where the fuck I was going with that one. Drink. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Mm-mm. Anyway, I'm just going to get into basically the next sound clip that I was like, I don't know. It was driving me insane. That's what it was. It was driving me insane because I couldn't figure out the origin of this, but I have heard it a zillion times. I know everybody that has watched lots of movies has heard it a zillion times. And if you have played the game Doom 2, I don't think it was in Doom 1, but it might have been in Doom 1.
Yeah.
But if you played either of those games, you have definitely fucking heard this noise. Let me get it queued up real quick, and so check this shit. So I'm gonna play it one more time, and I was like, "This is literally so many movies, so many video games, so many literally visual entertainment they have used this sound clip for
it sounds like the plasma gun in Halo.
It probably does.
Remember that?
Honestly, I was a PlayStation man myself. So, oh god, I'll show myself.
Yep,
out.
bye.
But I'll play it one more time, and I know that you guys have fucking heard this shit.
It also sounds like if a lasso was done with a lightsaber.
So I started looking into this stuff, and it's funny that you would say that.
I don't at all know what that's supposed to be.
Well, so it was. I don't know what it sounds like somebody going like "she with" or something like that. Who's she with? She's with.
That actress, Kristen Chenoweth. Chenoweth.
Just let it ring.
Oh,
but anyway, so I started looking up. And how do you even fucking like Google?
You
that?
can't Google.
Yeah, which I saw it from Doom 2, I believe. Yeah. And I was like, Fireball sound. Mm-hmm. Fireball sound from Doom 2. And this shit came up, and it was a Reddit post. What's with the movie sound effect that goes chi-bib? Usually associated with demons or zombies.
Okay, so I have a good friend in Chattanooga, and we never talk on the phone, but we text all the time.
Yeah.
And every now and then, one of us will be like, how do you pronounce this word? This is how I pronounce it. And we'll send like a voice snippet. And I mean like maybe once a month.
Yeah.
And like, so I can totally be like, what's this movie sound effect? It goes, like I would send him a clip and he'd be like, oh yeah, that's from Doom 2.
I feel like we could do that right now with a pellet. No, just kidding.
I came across that in another article today and I was like, I swear to God. Is it a pellet?
I thought it was a pellet.
I know you're right. I
think it is.
I read it today and I just had to stop reading the article. I was like, appellate. It's not appellate. Where are you getting that?
Dude, I mispronounced this. So,
yeah,
real quick.
We're both smarter than this.
Hey, real quick tangent. Joseph was reading this manual to get certified for his scuba, his scuba certification.
Yeah.
And we being my family are driving up to I believe Abingdon or Roanoke, Virginia to see family.
Yeah.
And so he's reading this book and he's like, "Man, I don't understand this sentence." And so he reads it aloud and he's like, "So once you get to a certain depth in regards to being underwater, He was like,
I'm trying to guess where this is going. I can't
right?
at all.
As soon as you get to this certain depth, your air quality is halved. What does that mean?
No.
I swear to God. Dude, he's like, and we're like, spell it. HALVED. And we're like, halved.
All of you?
All of us.
Oh my God.
And then like, dude, like 5-10 minutes later, like, I think it was my mom, like, turns around and she's like, oh my God,
we're all idiots.
Yeah, and she's like, it's halved, like half of something. And I'm just like, oh my God. Now, granted, like, obviously, if we were all riding in the same car, this was probably, high school, middle school for me kind of thing, which still is a stretch, but I think that it was just a complete and utter fucking brain fart. So.
I love, like, I saw something a while back that was like, there should be a site that shows you like how to pronounce words that you've only ever read, so you don't look like an idiot.
Oh, dude!
And I was like, okay, you can Google stuff like there are sites for that. But
I came across the word epitome.
Oh,
and I was like,
talking about epitome?
Yeah, epitome. What? What are you talking about? Because I was thinking, like, there was an A. I was thinking there was a,
Look through this list of the words that David Foster Wallace circled in his dictionary.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know if I don't think I'm going to even try to cover it because I looked through... Listen, there are 494 words on this list. I looked through, from the top, through the C's, and I think I maybe knew one word...
Jeez,
and that word was citronella. Just random.
Yeah, I know that one. That's a
surely he knew.
Repellent,
yeah,
right?
Surely he knew it. Maybe he just—it's an appealing word. It's a pleasant sounding word. But like, so many of them, I'm looking through them. I'm like, this is such a cool fucking list. Well, I can't even start to pronounce them.
Well, and that's the funny thing is you hear all these fucking words.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what it means.
Yeah.
You might not know how to spell it.
No,
and stuff,
not these on this list.
Oh, you don't even know?
No.
You need to sign up for the dictionary.com word of the day.
I already get that.
Okay. I don't know. I don't even know who the fuck I thought I was talking to.
Right? How dare you?
Oh, God, she's coming over the table.
No, I'm serious.
That's fucking
Oh, I'm sorry. I do know al fresco. I know al fresco.
I don't know what al fresco is.
Yeah, you do it. It just means
what, like fresh?
Or like...
I know fresco is kind of fresh.
I think sometimes if you're like dining al fresco, you're like outside, like in the fresh air.
Oh,
kind of is the implication. Okay. But like, yeah, there's so many words that you sort of know the mean. Apathetic. I just overlooked that. Yeah. Everyone knows what apathetic means.
For sure.
But like...
I know what it means.
Apocarpus?
I just don't care. Get it?
Yeah, dude.
So... Carrying on with the chi-bib sound, apparently. I just loved some of these comments. Because people are like, oh, this sound is supposed to emulate something going up in flames, catching fire, which that's what I'm familiar with. There are a shit ton of references to it. That it's like, somebody throws a match into like a pool of gasoline.
And it's just like, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except, chi-bib. But yeah, so apparently it literally is considered, and this is so ridiculous, fire, ball, impact, and large fire burst rumble. And that's on track 21, or 28-1, disc 6015.
What?
Of basically this supremely large sound library. So it's just really fascinating to me that like how much all of this stuff gets completely recycled and reused and stuff.
Yeah.
And people they're like, oh well, I recognize that. But
dude, you know what's really cool to look into? How sound effects are made. Have you ever looked at that?
Oh, like Foley artist?
Yeah.
Fuck yes, dude. It's amazing. I told Megan, I was like, dude, if Tether doesn't work out, I want to be a Foley artist.
Hell yeah, man.
I might just start doing it now. Anyway.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Oh, wait.
Oh my, I could not do that. That's cool as hell.
There's 2 for you. And don't worry, we won't charge. So, but Yeah, who's that guy? Oh my god, it's another tangent. What was that guy's name that could do like all the fucking sound effects? It was a black guy.
Yes.
That he was like insane with like
I want to think
being
they
able
talked.
to do verbal sound effects.
I think they talked to him on some podcast. It might have been that last podcast one that I
It is
talked about.
wild. That man has
He's
so much
nut-
control over his
I think
voice
they had a
and
phone call
mouth
with
and
him
shit.
on the last podcast, Weird
Yeah.
Sounds episode.
Dude,
I think.
that does not surprise me. But yeah, it's fucking incredible.
Cool.
But yeah, so if you know any more about this sound that I'm talking about, this doom fire sound, please, for the love of all that is holy, get at me, because this is the kind of shit that keeps me up at night. Is that I'm like, I feel like I need to know this. How is the internet not serving this up for me?
I'm gonna try to memorize this vocab list from David Foster Wallace. So
Fuck yeah. Done and done. Okay, well, so I don't have any more about the old chi-bib, for lack of a better term.
let's take a pee break.
Done. Cool.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Okay, so I want to talk to you about a little dude known as Cocaine Bear.
Okay. I'm
not ready.
No, I'm not. Not only am I not fucking ready, I already have questions.
Yeah, well, some of them might be answered, but like maybe not. I don't know. We'll try our best. It's a pretty in-depth article. I'm gonna try not to get super really detailed in it.
Okay.
Very worth your time to read. I say that all the fucking time, but it's insane. I have a friend that sends me, my buddy in Colorado who hates podcasts and will not listen to this. He sends me good stories, and he sent me this a while back, and it is a long read, and he's still like, you have to fucking read this. It's so good.
Yeah.
So,
Rock and roll.
this comes from some website called Kentucky for Kentucky. Meet our new mascot, Cocaine Bear.
I hope there's a photo.
Oh, there is.
Yes.
And it's so good.
It's wide-eyed.
Bless his heart, he's taxidermied now.
Oh, yes.
This starts out with, you probably already know the story, the one about drug smuggling Kentucky blue blood Andrew Thornton II that's been turned into books and TV shows and everything else. But if you don't...
What?
You're not ready. I told you weren't ready. I tried to warn you. Okay. So, Andrew Thornton was a polo club stud farm kid back in the 60s. He ended up in a military academy and then the army. And then after that, he became a narcotics cop. That'll come back to haunt us.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? A few years later, in 1977, he was a practicing lawyer. And apparently he built some shady connections. Because in 1981, he was accused of stealing weapons from a California naval base and conspiring to smuggle how much pot into the U.S.?
Oh, Jesus.
I like making you guess quantities.
Are we doing kilos or pounds?
Pounds.
Pounds, okay. Let's do 250 pounds.
Half a ton.
Oh my
thousand
God,
pounds.
1,000 pounds of fucking weed.
Tried to smuggle 1,000 pounds of weed.
That seems like a pretty easy feat.
He pled not guilty. He was arrested as a fugitive in North Carolina, and he was wearing a bulletproof vest and had a pistol with him.
He seems pretty innocent.
He's a good dude. He's just really upstanding citizen.
Yeah.
I'd vote for him. So he got his charge dropped as a felony and got off with just a little fine and 6 months in prison and a suspended law license.
All right.
As soon as he got out, he was right the fuck back at it.
Yep.
So that was 81. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In 1985, while on a coke smuggling run from Colombia, after dropping packages off in northern Georgia, Thornton jumped from his plane, got tangled in his parachute, and fell to his death. His body ended up in some dude's yard in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
That is hilarious,
Right?
dude.
When they found him, he was wearing night vision goggles, another bulletproof vest, and Gucci loafers. Sure. Who wouldn't?
Who's not going to smuggle in style?
Whomst amongst us.
Whomst among us.
He also had $4,500 in cash and some knives and 2 pistols.
Jeez.
Dude, how much shit were you wearing to jump out of a plane, buddy?
Wait, but
wait, that's not all.
Okay.
He had a
what
duffel
if I was
bag.
To tell you? No, just kidding.
He had a duffel bag filled with about 75 pounds of cocaine. At the time,
God,
guess the money's worth. We're in, what year are we? 1985.
Yeah. You said 75 pounds
75 pounds of cocaine.
85, so... Fuck, man. I don't know.
$15 million. Huh?
Are you fucking kidding me?
About
that is
about
insane.
$15 million.
85 pounds of coke is $15 million?
75 pounds.
75 pounds of coke is $15 million worth of coke?
Yeah, 34 years ago.
In 85, yeah.
Dude, we're in the wrong industry.
God,
we gotta
no
go.
Shit, exit strategy.
I swear to God, this story says, here's where things get super weird.
Yeah, that's where things get super weird.
Great, good. I'm glad we've been buckled up till now.
Yeah.
3 months after Thornton's bizarre death, a dead black bear was found in Georgia's Chattahoochee National Forest. It had apparently overdosed on cocaine dropped by Thornton.
Dude, that bear had the best last, hours of its life it's ever fucking had.
They had a little snippet from New York Times. It was a 175-pound black bear. It was found in northern Georgia among 40 open plastic containers with traces of cocaine. Okay.
It's like, salmon season's on, bitch!
Listen to this paragraph. I'm just going to read part of it. Imagine. Yeah. 1 minute, he's trying to find enough berries to survive another boring day. Next minute, he's ripping fat rails of Colombian disco dust off of tree stumps and water skiing in jeans with Alan Jackson, forcing all the other bears to listen to Huey Lewis and the news before chopping their heads off with an axe.
Oh my God. That is fucking incredible, dude.
So, these guys did a deep dive because they want to know more about this kick-ass bear. So they talked to the guy that did the bear's necropsy, which is the term for an autopsy on an animal.
Oh, wow, okay.
Necropsy sounds way more metal.
Yeah, no shit.
He said it was not common for him to examine animals, but from time to time he did so. Mm-hmm. And he had to treat them the same way as a deceased human because it was involved in a criminal investigation.
Yeah.
The cocaine bear stood out to him as a particularly strange incident. Here's his quote. Its stomach was literally packed to the brim with cocaine. There isn't a mammal on the planet that could survive that. Oh. Cerebral hemorrhaging, respiratory failure, hyperthermia, so too hot, not too cold.
Yeah.
Renal failure, heart failure, stroke, you name it, that bear had it.
Like, literally, the only thing that didn't happen to this bear is its fucking head explode.
Yeah, he said despite all that, the body remained in good cosmetic shape.
Yeah.
Such good shape that he thought it would be a shame just to have it cremated. So he contacted a hunting buddy who did taxidermy, had it stuffed, and then gifted it to the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area, where it was displayed in the visitor center behind a plaque without mention of its party animal past.
That is amazing.
So they did this whole deep dive of where's the bear now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you still fucking Allie just gave me a really positive look.
They did some research. Turned out it eventually went to a Nashville pawn shop. But it was already gone from there because it was sold to country legend Waylon Jennings.
Dude, Waylon Jennings. Holy shit.
Apparently, the pawn shop, according to court documents, the owner told everybody he didn't know anything about the bear's weird history. Yeah. It was just a stuffed bear. He didn't know it was stolen or anything like that. Jennings didn't know it was stolen or anything, and said he had a good past with the pawn shop owner and didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And, it goes on and on.
Isn't that kind of weird that you'd have, a good good rapport with the pawn shop owner.
You don't have a favorite pawn shop owner in town?
I mean, not to like downplay like the pawn industry, but like
I think it definitely depends on what your hobbies are. Like
Yeah.
I took photography in high school, and we had to have like a SLR like before the days of digital.
yeah.
And our teacher was like, "Go to pawn shops." And I was like, "I've never been to a pawn shop. I'm a child. What?"
Yeah.
And they're sketchy as hell. They're like,
yeah.
"You want a gun?" I'm like, "No, thank you, sir."
They're like, no, well, it comes with the SLR.
Yeah. But no, you can get a real good, because a camera, like an SLR, like the body,
Yeah.
you can get a cheap ass used one. It's fine. You just need a lens that's not scratched. So,
okay.
fun
Rock and
fact,
roll.
if you want to get into film photography, go to a fucking pawn shop.
Fuck yeah.
But pawn shops are scary. But yeah. But yeah, so they end up they track down the dude that bought it after that, and then like he had died, and they talked to his wife, and it's a whole thing. And then
It's a whole thing.
it's a whole thing.
Holy
And
shit.
they sell shirts. They
For
sell
cocaine
shirts. Yeah,
bear?
they have got one that looks like Smokey the Bear that says "Cokie the Bear, don't do drugs," and they've got another one that's like a bear standing on its back legs waving, and it says "Cocaine Bear, pride of the bluegrass."
Oh my dude, I'm not gonna lie. And these are currently for sale.
Let me click through and see.
Please
Click this link for
Please.
Cocaine Bear gear.
Oh my god. I need like
Oh,
a
they're not
koozie.
even that expensive.
I need a koozie. I need a fucking oh my god, that would be
They
terrible.
do have hats. They have mugs. They don't seem to have koozies.
Okay. I can settle for a mug.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, do you think it would really be frowned upon if I showed up to
Probably, yeah.
showed up to Finn's
Anything
daycare,
daycare involved, yeah. Yeah.
with my Cokie the Bear shirt on? But it has a positive message.
Sure, yeah. It says don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, man.
I want this one that's just him waving, and it doesn't necessarily say don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Wait, is shipping free? Oh, no, shipping's like $4.50. That's not bad. T-shirt's $25. I mean, for a weird fucking T-shirt
Dude,
that you
is
did not get at the
That
mall.
is fucking amazing.
Man.
And that backstory.
Oh
Holy
my
shit,
god.
that's
People are
worth-
like, does your shirt say Cocaine Bear? And you're like, you got a minute?
Yeah, seriously. Do you mind to step over to the side real quick?
Why don't you have a seat right here?
I gotta enlighten you, friend. Oh my god, that is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. So you heard it here first. Not probably. Well,
Maybe.
honestly, you probably
Hopefully
did
first.
fucking hear it here first. But
Yes.
yeah. So I'm glancing at the time, and I know this is going to be a little bit shorter episode than normal. Like we said earlier, we're dealing with some weird logistical stuff toward the end of the month, and
But we still gotta bring y'all that content.
Hey man, the show must go on. Who said that? Did
I
you
don't
say
know.
that?
I feel like
There
like
was-
Ringling or somebody,
Yeah,
right?
like Barnum and Bailey,
Yeah.
kinda, or whatever. But anyway, now is that time of the show that we tell you, our lovely listeners, how to contact us and how to get in the hustle and bustle of the Tether radio world. So if you guys want to hit us up, let us know what you thought about the episode, what future topics you think would be cool for us to cover, or anything along those lines, anything here, there, anywhere. Hit us up at tetherradio@gmail.com. That is tetherradio@gmail.com. We are on Jack Dorsey's Twitter sphere.
He is not going away.
He is not.
Did you hear they like got a new CEO or whatever, and it sounded like he was gonna be gone, but
no,
he's
I
still in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
So
don't worry about Jack.
Don't worry about Jack.
Jack's all set.
And tweet at him, #get some fucking beard oil.
Please.
We're on Zuck's Instagram now, at Tether_radio. We are also on his primary child, Facebook at Tether Radio, all one word. We also have some really fun shit going on in the Facebook group, Tether Radio After Dark. I promise we will not inundate you with fucking COVID-19
No,
bullshit.
that's everywhere else.
Everybody knows what's fucking going on, so keep your ear to the ground and don't be a fool. But from the bottom of our hearts at Tether Radio, we are saying thank you for joining us for approximately an hour and a half. And, yeah, man, this has been...
Oh, wait, did we say the newsletter? We gotta add that to our list.
Yeah,
no, you're fine, you're
yeah,
fine.
Newsletter.
We have our newsletter that comes out on Wednesdays when the new episodes come out, so you can just click all these links that we reference and see the weird pictures that I have come across, and sometimes that are actually relevant to what we're talking about.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it is tetherradio.substack.com. It is free, and we would love for you to have that in your inbox.
Yes, and Allie fucking kills it every week.
I have a good time with it.
Yeah, dude. And also, if you don't want to mess with URLs, we have a fun little link that's pinned on our Twitter account.
Yep.
So check it out there, and you can sign up for it there. So, yeah, we are thanking you for joining us for episode 94 of the Tether Radio podcast. I'm Daniel.
I'm Allie.
And we are thanking you once again. We love you guys so much. So yeah, everybody stay safe and everything. And until next week, we bid you adieu. Take it easy, friendos.